Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Aisha here, back at it with another makeup video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. Eid is T-minus 5 or 6 days away and you still don't know how to beat your own face. It is 2025 and some of y'all are still booking Beats by Bintu at 5 a.m. to do your makeup before you come Sali. Why? When you can do it at home, you don't gotta break the bank either. We too old to be doing that. We too old, we too grown to still not learn how to beat our own faces. But it is okay. I am not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. So that's what this video is for. So kick back, get your makeup products ready, and come practice your Eid makeup look so that on the day of Eid, you are going to look tea. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so I'm starting off with a bare face. There is absolutely nothing on my face right now, so I'm gonna be doing everything from how I prep my skin for makeup, how I do the makeup, all that. So for prepping my skin, I don't really do a lot, if I'm being completely honest. My skin has also been doing pretty well these past few days, except for this monstrous pimple that appeared on my face, but we're just gonna honestly ignore her. I'm starting off with the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid. I'm running low, so I gotta restock on that, but I'm just gonna go in with a drop on each side and rub that in. I'm gonna be a little extra for the sake of the video and go in with the Good Molecules discoloration correcting serum. This honestly is like a staple in my skincare routine. Like, I notice a visible difference in the evenness of my skin, the brightening, and all that when using this product and when I'm not using this product. So I highly recommend you go get your hands on that. Okay, now that her skin is glowing and she's looking really nice, I'm gonna go in with some moisturizer. I'm going in with the Moira Hyaluronic Oil-Free Matte Moisturizer. You guys have seen this moisturizer before. A lot of the products that I'm gonna be using today, you guys have seen before. A lot of the products that I use are very affordable, so like you really do not have to break bank in order to look good. Like, a lot of these things you could get at your local beauty supply store, online. Like, I promise you do not have to spend umpteenth amount of money to achieve a good look. Okay, skin is prepped. She's looking real nice, real dewy, real alive. So now we're gonna go in with primer. Again, this is me being a little bit extra for the sake of the video. I don't normally always go in with primer, but today we are gonna go in with primer. I'm gonna go in with the Absolute New York Second Skin Primer Drops. This is the mattifying one. When it comes to primer, I always say, like, you have to know your skin when doing these steps, like with skin prep as well. Like, if you have oily skin, then you do not want to do too much with the hydration on your skin prep, because that's only gonna make your face even more oily. Like me, I have combination skin. Like, some areas are drier than others. My biggest problem is my T-zone area. That's always the area that gets oily the most, and so I just tend to use mattifying products because I feel like it just makes my skin look a lot more better and not shiny and greasy and oily. However, if you have dry skin, then you want to amp up the hydration so your face looks more glowy, more alive, and not just dull and dry. All right, primer is on. Now we're gonna move on to eyebrows. I personally start with my eyebrows, and I'm going to do them with you guys. I'm not going to cut this part so you guys can really see how I do them. My little handheld mirror had broke and I'm so upset about that, so I'm just going to use the mirror in this blush palette to focus. So first, you're going to start off by combing your brows. Comb your brows upwards. If you have some grooming to do, I suggest you do that. If not, then cool. So I'm using the Absolute New York Super Slim Brow Pencil. I prefer a very tiny pencil like this. I just feel like the precision is top tier. Like, you're able to really get a really nice thin, precise line. So I don't like to use the thick ones because they just like tend to get a little bit messy. So I'm gonna make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start at the front of my brow and a little bit further than the front, because you want to make sure that you're starting like right there. So like wherever, hold your pencil up to your eye like that, and that is where your brow should start. Your brow should not start here. It should not start here. It starts here. So I'm just gonna start with my line, and you want to stop like right there where your bone is. Now here, that's where my brow kind of goes like that. So then that's when you want to create your arch. Boom. Now you have the bottom line of your brow. I do not like my brows to be super thick. I like my brows to be really thin because I do not like attention to my brows. I barely do my brows as it is. So I do not like any attention towards my brows. So I'm just gonna make them really thin. You're just gonna kind of do the same thing at the top and just create that line and then connect it down here. I really hope y'all understand what I'm saying and it makes sense. Boom. You kind of basically now have the shape. So now you're just gonna go ahead and fill it in. You're gonna fill it in a bit darker on the edge and go lighter towards the front. Use the spoolie to blend out the front of the brow so it's not harsh. Go back in and add where necessary and just keep blending. And there's your brow. You can fix it up as you would like. If you want it thicker, make it thicker. If you want it thinner, make it thinner. But do not worry about it looking very perfect on this step because you're going to go in and you're going to clean it up with some concealer. So it's okay if it doesn't look top tier because any little mishaps you're gonna fix with concealer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this brow real quick and then come back and conceal with you guys. Okay, now that both brows are done, I try my best to make them look as identical as possible. Now I'm gonna go in with some concealer and clean these up. I'm going in with the Ruby Kisses All Day Cover Concealer in the shade Chestnut. Again, you can find this in your local beauty supply store. I'm just gonna take some on the back of my hand. I'm going in with a flat brush. I'm gonna dip into some of the product. Now this part you want to take your time on. Do not rush this part, okay? Because yes, you can go in and fix it, but why fix it when you could just get it right? You are going to start off at the bottom of your brow. You want the you want the brush to be flat so that you just, like for me, literally just the tip of the brush is touching my face. I'm not pressing it flat like that. I am going like this so that I'm in much more control with how much product is going on my face and where this line is going. So you're gonna just, I'm sorry, I can't really talk during this part, but just watch carefully as to what I'm doing. Do you guys see that? You want to make sure you take your time, make sure that line is very crisp and sharp and straight. Make sure it's not crooked, because if it's crooked, then you're gonna have to blend it out, go back in with more eyebrow products, and then clean it up again. It's just a lot. So this is why you want to make sure you take your time to avoid all that. And boom, you have concealed brows. Remember, practice makes perfect. Just keep practicing, just keep practicing. Like, you're not gonna get it on your first try. You just want to keep practicing, and it really all just depends on like what works for you. For me, I had to figure out like my brow shape, because again, if your brows don't really look like mine's, the process is going to look a little bit different for you. So it's just all about knowing your face and knowing your brows and then kind of learning from there. But these are some of the basic steps to help you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal this other brow and come back when it is all blended. Another tip, don't go in with too much concealer. Like, go in with a little bit, like little by little. Do not use so much product on your face, because then it's just gonna look too much and it's just gonna look too cakey. Like, you don't need that much. Promise you don't need that much. Okay, now that my brows are done, the concealer is blended out. I'm not quite sure which brow I like better. Not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna have to give it to this one. I feel like they type look different though. It's okay, brows are not supposed to be twins, they're supposed to be sisters or cousins, if that's what you can do. But yes, this is where we are at with the brows. Now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I'm going to do a very simple eyeshadow look. Nothing too over the top, nothing too complicated. Anybody can do this, I'm sure. Going in with a lighter concealer. This is again the Ruby Kisses concealer, but in the shade Warm Coconut. I'm just gonna put that on my lid, and this is gonna serve as our eyeshadow base. Okay, I just went to go quickly dampen the sponge. Now we're just gonna blend out the concealer. Now I'm going in with a concealer that is obviously white, but I'm just gonna put like a little bit of this. I just feel like with a very bright concealer, you get a much better color payoff with the eyeshadow, and the color actually goes on your eye how it is on the palette. This step is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I just prefer to do it because I just feel like it looks better. Just go ahead and blend that out. All right, now that all of that is blended out and we have a nice even base for our eyeshadow, we are ready to dip into our eyeshadow. I'm going to be playing with both of these Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes, the Fiery 2.0 eyeshadow palette and the Rich eyeshadow palette. You can get these both on beautybay.com or the Beauty Bay app. Super affordable eyeshadow palettes that give you a plethora of colors to play with, so definitely tap in and check those out. So y'all know me, I love me some brown eyeshadow. Wait, what? Very simple, very chic, very nice. So that is what we're going to be doing today, with a hint of gold, because I feel like that looks good. Whatever. I'm going to dip into the shade Acorn in the Beauty Bay Fiery 2.0 eyeshadow palette. Dust off that excess, and then I'm just gonna go in and just blend that out in my crease. I'm gonna start by packing it on the outer portion of my eye, like so, like that. This is gonna serve as our transition color. Just patting that on the outer part of my eye, and then you can begin taking it up into your crease. How has Ramadan been for you guys? Let me know in the comments down below how it's been for you guys. For me, it's been extremely busy and hectic, because if you didn't know, I also started a cooking business where I sell plates, and so that has been taking up a lot of my time, plus school, plus work. It's just been a lot, and so I feel like I haven't been able to really like do my content creation because I've just been so busy with a bunch of other things. But slowly but surely I'm getting back into it, because I honestly truly do love doing it and I don't want to stop doing it. So yeah, but it's been really busy but productive at the same time. Like, I feel like I am still hitting all those goals that I want to do. This Ramadan went by dumb fast though. It cannot only just be me. Like, I thought, like, I'm thinking it's because like we break our fast like very early, but no, like this Ramadan just went by like dumb fast. Like, we blinked and it's over. We are now in the last 10 days. Like, that's crazy. But yes, as I was talking, I was blending out the eyeshadow. It may look like there's nothing on my eyes, but trust me, you want that there, because you don't want to start off with the dark colors and then end up with like a muddy mess. So yes, this is where we are right now with the transition colors. With that same brush, I'm going to now dip into the shade Warm down here. As you guys can see, she is loved. But yeah, I'm gonna dip into that shade right there, dust off the excess, and focus that on the outer part of my eye, but more lower. Here is where we're gonna start getting a little bit deep with those colors. Begin to start bringing that up a little bit, dragging that up so like it blends in with that first color that you applied. Going in with a clean brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and like blend those things together using a back and forth motion. Make sure you don't apply too much pressure. It should be looking something like that. Now I'm gonna go in with another eyeshadow brush. This one is a little bit angled, and I'll show you why I like to use this brush. This one is a lot more densely packed. It's very firm. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Wood. Please just use a generous amount. These eyeshadows are pigmented, okay? Just a little bit. Now you want to angle it, and so you're putting that like right there. Right where you put the second shade, you're gonna put that there. This is simply to deepen up your crease, well, your lower crease, if that makes sense. Start doing your swiping motions. Be careful not to do too much, kind of like how I started doing over there. Just keep going back and forth with that same swiping motion. Yeah, this is kind of how you want it to look. If you do get like a muddy mess like that where it's not looking very blended and it just looks very blocky, just go back in with the brush that you was previously using and just blend it out. As you can see here, I'm just going back and forth with those two brushes just to make sure that I'm seamlessly blending everything in together and it looks blended. Once it is all blended to your liking, we're gonna move on to the glitter part. Going in with a flat brush like so. I'm going to spray the brush with a little bit of setting spray. That wasn't a little bit. Now I'm gonna go in with this shimmer shade at the top. The setting spray just allows for you to pick up a lot more product, and it's just not chalky. Comes very buttery. If I'm being completely honest, look how gorgeous that is. That is a bit much though. So we're gonna tread lightly. Here, you're gonna put this all over your lid area, right there. I'm just gonna pack because I picked up a lot. And this, there's no really like specific place you want to put it. You just want to put it right there and just kind of like drag it upwards and blend it in with your eyeshadow. You can go ahead and add more as you please. Going back in with that first brush that we used, we're just gonna go back in with a little bit more of Acorn and just bring some of that color back right there. Now I'm gonna go in with a really small flat brush like this and dip into the black in the eyeshadow palette. It's the shade Raven. This black is literally the most pigmented black eyeshadow I've ever seen in my entire life, so please tread lightly and be careful, okay? With this black eyeshadow, I'm just gonna put that like literally on my lash line and kind of wing it out just to add a little bit more depth into the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this densely packed brush here and just kind of blend it out. And just kind of like, we're kind of just like smoking it out here. You see the depth that that brought? Just smoke it out. Go back in with anything that you want to go back in with. I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit of the shimmer. And eyeshadow is pretty much complete for right now. This is what we're looking like. This is kind of just like a really simple, easy like look that you could do. This, in my opinion, pairs with any color outfit that you're wearing. It's just a kind of like a brown glittery smoky eye. Now we're gonna move on to the face, okay? My favorite part, honestly, about my makeup routine is my base. Like anything other than my base, I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna start off with the Made by Mitchell Skin Tint in the shade H16. This is kind of to just even out my face. Even though the skin tone of my face is kind of even, this is just to like make it even more even. Don't need a lot of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out with the beauty blender. I guess you could say I'm like kind of color correcting in this step. Just went in with a little bit more around my mouth area because that is where I have a little hyperpigmentation. It's just really annoying because it peeks through my makeup like all the time. For most people, this right here is all the foundation that they need. And if you are one of those people, then you can absolutely stop right here and not go in with any foundation if you're not really like the full coverage kind of gal. But for me, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna go in with foundation afterwards. I'm gonna go in with the Absolute New York 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the shade 12. I'm not gonna go in too much with this because my face already looks pretty the skin tint did a really good job at like creating a first layer, so you don't really need that much. I don't really like to cake it on, so I'm just gonna do this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Going in with that same beauty blender and just blending that out. Alrighty, foundation is on. We are looking very one-toned. We are looking very flat. We're looking good so far. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of some contour slash bronzer. I'm going in with the Made by Mitchell Curve Case in the color, I believe this is deep. Is it deep dark or just deep? I think I got the darkest one, so yes, the darkest one. I'm gonna take this Real Techniques 258 brush. I'm gonna dip into shade Blend and Snatch and a Rituation. The shades are in the back. A Rituation. Just kind of going back and forth between these two shades. This also is a very pigmented product, so I'm just gonna like dab some off the back of my hand before going in on my face. Now for this part, you want to follow your natural contour. My natural contour falls in this area right here, so that is where I'm applying the product. Remembering to blend upwards, not downwards, because you want to lift the face. You don't want to make it droopy. If sucking your face in helps, then by all means go ahead and do that. I just like slightly suck it in just so I can really see. Next, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the LYS bronzer stick in the shade No Limits Worthy. This is an OG product for me. First bronzing stick or contour stick that I found that was just a beautiful, rich, chocolatey, warm color. I wanted something warm. Was never finding the warm ones, was always finding the cool ones. But this one, I absolutely love her. Like just look at that. Like that's really pretty. Putting a little bit on the forehead. Not really necessary because it's going to be covered by my hijab anyway, but I'm just going to put some there. I'm going to go back in with that beauty blender that I used to blend out my foundation and just go over the edges. Alright, now that we are bronzed, I'm going to go in with concealer now. I'm going to go in with the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer in the shade DPG1. I'm just going to apply it all right here. If you want like kind of like that super bright under eye, then you might want to go 2 shades lighter than your foundation, maybe even 3. But if you don't want like it to be like that bright or whatever, you could go with just 1 shade lighter or 2. Be prepared for your hands to look a hot mess. This is kind of my concealer placement. I am gonna go in with the lighter shade and put it like right there simply because I do want that bright under eye. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear Concealer in the shade 42. Just gonna take a little bit of this, not a lot. Like so. So this is my concealer placement. One thing I started doing is letting my concealer dry down a little bit. I feel like that's when you really get the maximum coverage that you can get from your concealers. So I'm just gonna chill and just let this dry down for a little bit. Have y'all gotten y'all E clothes yet? Have y'all gotten y'all E's clothes yet? I just recently got mine like 2 days ago. Like I was real life like struggling because I was like, because the dress that I had originally wanted to order, I was stuck on picking the color I wanted the dress to be. Like mind you, the dress was so fire, the dress was so tea, it's long. Y'all know I love my long dresses. It was long, it was big, it was dramatic, it was just everything. It all came down to picking the color. I was like, okay, let's not do black because you do black all the time. Black is literally you. Black is expected from you. So I was like, let's branch out and pick a different color. So I was like, okay, how about white? I asked a friend. She was like, you're going to look like a bedsheet. Okay. No white then. No white then. Then we saw the royal blue, and the royal blue just looked stunning. It looked gorgeous, looked beautiful. But still, I was like kind of like I don't know if I want to do the blue. Like I don't know what color I want to do. Then I saw the pink, and I was like, whoo. this pink is gorgeous. I know I love me some pink as well. Then somebody else was like, pink is also kind of expected from you. I was like, all right. So genuinely, I don't know what to do. So the days are going by, still haven't ordered the dress. Days are going by. So it comes down like Salah is in like a week and a half. I'm like, okay, let's order the dress. Let's just order the dress. We're gonna order in black. I decided I'm just gonna get black because I don't care if black is expected from me. Hello, black is literally me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get the black one. Called the tailor that like makes and sells these dresses, and I'm like, oh, like if I order my dress now, like do you think it'll come before Eid? She tells me, oh, I'm sorry, I'm all booked up. You're what? You're all what? Like, no, you cannot be all booked up. Then she was like, oh, like okay, like I could ship out a dress to you. Like she asked me where I'm located. I said New York City. She was like, okay, like if you order one like right now, like today, I could have it shipped out to you. And I was like, okay, perfect. Can I get the black one? No, black is sold out. I only have royal blue and I have off-white. Okay, royal blue was a color that I was initially like gonna go for. So I was like, okay, let me get the royal blue. Parlayed, didn't order it that second. Literally an hour later, she texts me back and says, royal blue is now sold out. Okay, so it's looking like there's no E for me. Okay, no E for Aisha this year. Cool. So I was just like, you know what? Thank you, because I do not want the off-white. All right, so now I'm just like, I think I'm gonna just have to makeshift an outfit with what I got home. I'm sure I could put something together, but then I was like, no, like I want something new. So I'm going through all these abaya websites and all these stuff, and some of them, whether it's the perfect dress, perfect length, not gonna come on time. Others will come on time, but is so short. Like even if it's just at my ankle, I don't want that. I don't want to be able to see my feet with my dresses. That's my thing. Especially if I'm going to be wearing heels, the dress has to be long. So I was just struggling. And then there's some sites where the dress wasn't even going to reach my ankles. Like honestly, like why are the dress options so limited for the tall girlies? Honestly, it is so annoying. Cool. Came across Munawar. I really hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I saw their dresses and I was like, oh, they got some cute dresses. They got some tea dresses. Not only do they got tea dresses, the store is literally right there next to my house. I'm like, perfect. Okay, scrolling through the website. Why is everything that I want sold out? Go to her Instagram, see that she has an e-collection coming out very soon. I sent her a screenshot of one of the dresses that I had seen on the website, and I was like, oh, like, do you think this dress is gonna be long enough for me? Like, I'm 6 foot, I'm really 5'11", but let's just round it up to 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, I like my dresses to be really, really long to the floor. Do you think this dress is gonna be that? She was like, no, this dress tends to be on the shorter side. And so I was like, oh, like, do you know anything else that you would like prefer, like, or recommend? Then she sent me this really nice black dress, and she was like, the length is 64 inches. I love to hear me a nice 62 or 64. Bump that up to a 66 and you have a deal. 64, I was like, I'll take it. Sent her the money right then and there because I could not play. Sent her the money right then and there. So dress is secured. My plan is though, like when I get to the store and I look around and see some other things that I might like, to just exchange it. But I'm very happy with the dress that I have right now. It is very tea. But I also already have like a makeshift outfit in my head that I can make with what I have at home. So I was like, okay, I could do 2 outfits. So I'm gonna take 2 sets of pictures, and so I'll be posting 2 times. I'll probably be taking 3, not gonna lie, we never know. But yeah, now I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now. I'm not stressing too much. I got my shoes, got my dresses, got my clutches, all of that. So I'm feeling a lot more better. I'm not stressing no more. That's a good thing. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Let's get back to this face. I'm gonna go in with this brush that I literally blend out my concealer with literally all the time. You guys have seen it since the beginning of time. This brush is not going nowhere so long as I'm alive. So now we're gonna go ahead and blend it out. I like to start blending out like all the other areas besides from under my chin. Besides from under my eyes, not my chin. So my chin, my forehead, bridge of my nose, upper lip. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it out, starting from the bottom and working my way inwards. I tend to almost always go back in with a little bit more concealer anyway, and so if you are happy with this, then you can leave it at this. If you want like just a teensy bit more, remember to always start off small and build. You do not want to start off with so much that you now are stuck and don't know what to do but take off everything. Make sure to keep that line right there. Honestly, I might not even go in with any more concealer. This is looking pretty good to me. I'm happy with this. Going back in with the brush I used for my contour, I'm gonna go back in and just like slightly go over it. Sometimes gets lost once you blend out the concealer, so just going back in and reinforcing some of that color. Just going back and forth until everything is seamlessly blended out to your liking. Now time for the blush. I'm going back in with the Made by Mitchell curve case, and I'm gonna dip into this orange shade right here. Just a little bit. That's way too much. I promise you that's way too much. You're going to look like a clown. Please trust and believe me. Okay, I'm just gonna go in with the stippling motion and putting that on the highest point of my cheeks. You can go in and bring it a little bit into your eyes so that everything is just like, you know, looks seamless and connected. Bring that under the eyes a little bit. So I actually lied. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Ruby Kisses concealer in Warm Coconut and just put a little bit, like just a little bit more than a little bit, but it's okay. All right, now we are looking all blended. Now it's time for my favorite part of my base routine, powder. I'm gonna go in with the Kiss mattifying powder in the shade Translucent Deep. This is also something that you guys have seen a lot. It's a holy grail for me, I'm telling y'all. My favorite part is literally watching how it goes from shiny to matte. So like literally watch this. Hold on, let me blend out any creases. Watch this. Do you literally see that? Look at that under eye. Ugh. I literally love this. This part never, ever gets old. Like, look at that. Look at this side. And look at this side. T, right? I literally love this step. Love it. Now I'm gonna go in with some loose powder. I'm gonna go in with the Absolute New York HD Flawless Setting Powder in the shade Golden Banana. I'm gonna go in with that same powder puff that I just used and just dip into it. Dust off the excess on the top of the container. And now we're going to go in and just tap it in. Go in with more if necessary. Now that we're baking for a little while, I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. Another staple in my collection, the Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo in the shade Deep Dark. I'm gonna go in with this brush right here, dipping into both shades. Really bronzing the hell out of my face. Now I'm gonna go in with some blush. I'm gonna go in with the Miko Wakan. I'm gonna dip into the shade Fuego and a little bit of Nueva Italia. Yeah, that's what it is. Nice orange brushes. Kind of been obsessed with orange blushes lately. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush and just dust all of that excess powder under my eyes away. Just gonna go back in and reinforce anything that I need to, especially the bronzer. I love me some bronzer. Now coming back to the eyes, I'm gonna go in with the Absolute New York Perfect Eye Pencil in black. I'm gonna put that on my bottom waterline, like so. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this brush right here. I can't find the brush that I usually use for this step, but this will do. I'm gonna go back in with the eyeshadow color Warm and kind of smoke it out on the bottom of my eye. Kind of like that, and like mixing it in with the black eye pencil that I put in. And I'm gonna connect it to the eyeshadow, like right here. Like that. Just gonna go in with a little bit more of the black eye pencil and just kind of put it like right there and have it serve like eyeliner. Now I'm gonna go in with my eyelash curler and curl my lashes. Gonna go in with my mascara. Now for lips, I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna go in with the black eye pencil that I used and just line my lips. You do not have to do this because I know black can be a bit intimidating for some people. Just go in with the brown liner. But if you are interested in how I'm gonna do it, just keep watching. Okay. Now that you lined your lips with the black, I'm gonna go in with the LYS Beauty bronzer stick. Take a flat brush like that, and I'm gonna go over it. And kind of blend the two together. Because this is a cream product, the two should blend in together very nicely and easily. Like that. Now I'm gonna go in with the NYX Professional Makeup. This is Milky Gloss in the shade Milk and Honey, and put that all over the center. Like that. You see how it's coming together? But yeah, now I'm just gonna go in with the Morphe Drip Glass High Glass. Whoa. Now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Drip Glass Glaze High Shine Lip Gloss, and I'm just gonna go over top all of that with it. Now you got yourself like a vampy, you know, dark, sexy lip look. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face now using the Absolute New York Prolonged Setting Spray. Stunning. This look just looks so freaking good. Like, are you joking? Quick little hijab tutorial. Just go ahead and bring that down a little bit, as I said before, because me and my massive forehead gotta cover that up. Take your trusty pin and adjust to your liking. And there you have it. Your nice, simple, full coverage EID makeup look. I had so much fun filming this video. I love doing makeup. I love putting you guys on. I love teaching you guys new stuff that you guys can use. It's been a while since I put some makeup on my face. Like, you know, Ramadan, you don't do a lot of makeup, but this was so much fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you guys was able to learn something from it and was able to pick up a few things that you guys can implement into your routines. No more booking that 5 a.m. appointments to get your makeup done before we go pray. You don't gotta do that, okay? You can do this all at home. You don't gotta break the bank to do it either. And it is very simple and very easy. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.